Howdy y'all, this is AR Cavley. Welcome back to my channel as we are getting close to the forbidden end of our forbidden journey using the Forbidden Land solo rules. As when we left last time, Lennox and Zell had finally made it back to Coldbreach. They've got the magical pinecone crystal from the elvish princess of legend, and when we left, they had the random condition of Coldbreach was dangerous. And so we're going to start off and we're going to see what that danger is. The most obvious, and now I can't actually remember from the last video if I went this far. I think I stopped at the just determining it was dangerous, but we're going to decide what the danger is about. Now, the most obvious is that the danger is that this cult has made their move. So we're just going to head over to our yes/no oracle. And I don't really know. I don't have like a good way to just break it down. Have they made their move? So I'm just going to leave it as a single card draw. Is the place dangerous because the cult has made their move? 6 of spades. Not clubs, spades. Okay, so no. So they have not yet done that. So that's not what the danger. Obviously, that's the underlying danger. That's what we're trying to stop. So there's something else that's going on, perhaps with Lady Sif. Maybe there's something completely out of the blue that has nothing to do with the cult. So I'm going to draw 2 theme cards and see if what they tell me about the nature of this dangerous situation. Because if we look back, dangerous, I think we got a 10. So that's pretty high on that dangerous scale. Not quite very dangerous, but let us see what the cards tell us. 3 of spades and 10 of diamonds. 3 of spades and 10 of diamonds. So restoration and 10 of diamonds. Consequence. And it puts us in some kind of danger. A restoration and a consequence. All right, I'll be honest, nothing is really coming to mind, so I'm just gonna draw another. King of club, King of spades. I had a short recent conversation. Someone pointed out that I call everything clubs, and I find myself whenever it comes up black, I just want to call it a club. So I'm trying to be a little more careful on that. King of spades. Discipline. Okay. You know what? Let's take a look at our village too. What is the okay, it's affected by a secret cult. That was its craftsmanship, strange eating habits, a mill, a forester, an inn, and there's a old war veteran. So I believe what's coming to mind And to be honest, it's not really, nothing's really strong coming with the things that I've drawn. I could I could just draw something until it become, until it makes more sense to me. But I find that sometimes when I'm doing solo and trying to interpret Oracle, sometimes I will do that. But sometimes it's good to kind of bend your mind around those points if they, especially if they, if they don't make sense immediately for some reason. So I think it's going to have something to do with Lady Sif. There is something, and maybe it's due to some kind of machinations of the cult, but she is in a situation to where, let's see, it was consequence and restoration. I think it's going to be that Lady Sif has somehow either violated or run afoul of the laws or rules of her druidic order, whatever that may be. And so she has decided or has been disciplined, maybe by her order, to leave Coldbreach. Yeah, I think that's it. So when they show up, the danger is that Lady Sif is nowhere to be found. Okay, so there's old war veteran. Let's. I'm going to make up a quick list of NPCs for the village using one of my handy Forbidden Lands generators. All right. I'm just going to drop these guys in there just to make it quick because I'm not really looking to make, a bunch of. Uh, oh, did I? God bless. All right. It looks like I do this from time to time. I jumped to my bookmarks without leaving that page first, so I dumped my roll my Roll20 info. But it keeps my card position. So I'm just going to edit and I'm just going to put these guys in here. And I think perhaps that old war veteran, I think he may have something to add. So they come in and they go to the boisterous bard when they go in and they realize that Lady Sif is not in her house and it looks like she hasn't been there for a while. As they've come in, of course, they get some greetings. They were kind of sent, not secretly, but it was not, they agreed to go at Lady Sif's request, but it wasn't like a big fanfare. It wasn't like they went off with the big parade to go stop the evil. People are very, very serious, though. There are more. There's a couple of more of these dead trees that are in the green that weren't there. No, fortunately, no sacrifices yet. But because people are starting to realize that something is afoot, there's a heaviness over Coldbreach, and Lady Sif is not there. She's not in her home. So they go down to the boisterous bard, and they see the old war veteran at his usual spot at the table. Let's see, does any one of these guys fit that? Not really offhand. Now, I don't really need a lot of detail for him or her, but it will give me a chance to use some of our oracles. So let's see what kind. So we'll see what kind of character they are, and we'll come up with a name. And heck, I guess we can do a traits as well. So 3 cards. Oof. Okay, so this guy's got something. Got something going on. All right, Ace of Diamonds. We'll just go left to right. So an Ace of Diamonds, an elf, an elven war veteran. I mean, there's no telling how many, no telling how many wars that person has been through. Jack of Spades. um, Rami. Let's see. Rami's already there, so we'll flip those two around. Jack of Diamonds. Nia. Yeah, close to the other, but close enough. And the trait will be Jack of Clubs. Or I did it again. Jack of Spades. Inattentive. Well, that kind of makes sense. Elves are uh, described as not remembering everything. So, Niha or Nia. Nia, the female elf war veteran. Nia, the inattentive female elf war veteran. All right. So knowing that um, the war veteran, one being an elf, and that she is constantly in the bar, in the boisterous bard, drinking and getting gossip. Essentially, he Lennox is going to approach and try to get her help. And I think, because I don't know who's involved. Maybe she's involved in the cult. I personally I don't trust the elves very much. So, all right. So I'm gonna draw a danger card for her. Is she helpful? Is she dangerous? Let's see. Five of Hearts. So she's mostly that's a I think mostly neutral. Okay. So she's mildly helpful. Being inattentive. Um, I'm sorry, Lennox. She doesn't come here often, and I don't really know what's going on. Maybe the innkeeper knows. So he goes over to the innkeeper and he's going to try to get the information. Where's Lady Sif? What happened? She just disappeared one day. She wasn't here. She got some strange visitors in the middle of the night, and no one saw who they were. They went into her house almost like they were invisible under the cloak of darkness. And then the next morning, she was gone. All right, well, let's. So they go down to Sif's house. Has anyone. Let's see. They've only been gone for like 2 weeks or something. So is anyone already trying to make the play to take control that might have moved in or might be involved? What I think would be likely is that somebody in the cult has started to try to take over. So someone in the cult tried to take over. Um, since it's likely, I'm going to draw two cards. Eight of Hearts, I think, is going to be the higher one. Yes. Okay. So someone in the cult is trying to take over, which would make sense. So when they go in, they find, let's see, any of these people fit in? Yes. I think that one actually seems to fit pretty well. All right. Werber, this malevolent Aelander's refugee, but she's not really a refugee. How did this strange woman with this facial paint get in charge so quickly if if she doesn't have some kind of influence? I'm not sure why that window won't go away. Now I thought at some point it seemed like I had already made some of the NPCs for Coldbreach, but I guess maybe I did not. So he walks in and let's see, was she even there? Is she new? They've been gone for a couple of days, for a couple of weeks now, but this person, um, maybe they're new. Is this person new? Maybe she has only come about since all the shenanigans started happening. Is she new? King of Diamonds. Yes, but with some complication. So she's new. What's the complication? Let's draw a theme. King of Clubs. All right, complication for King of Clubs. Perspective. Perspective, perspective. I think she actually, I think this is someone who has come. She was part of the village. Maybe someone, she is somebody who disappeared and she is tied up in the cult and she's come back and she's actually disguised. Let's see if Lennox recognizes her. I think I think that sounds interesting. Does he recognize her? I'm going to give him a. I wonder if that would be insight. I'm not exactly sure what that would fall under, but I think insight probably. Um, Maybe scouting, but I think insight is probably best. I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's close enough. So let's do an insight roll. This is to see if he recognizes her for who she was. Let's see. Nope. I think though he's gonna push that roll though because one it'll give him a he can have his willpower. Of course, he doesn't really have like anything super cool for willpower to use this stuff yet, but he's gonna take 1 point of wits. Oops. And push. All right. So he does recognize that he recognizes her. I know you. You disappeared a couple months ago. Let's give her a let's give her another name. Her real name. Well, we'll say her real name is the what was it? War bro. Something like that. Wereber. She has strange facial pain, then she speaks slowly. But you looked a lot different. Say her hair is wild and she does have that face paint. Where's Lady Sif? And why have you moved in here? Because it's not. It looks like Lady Sif's stuff. Some of it is still there, but it's rearranged, and it looks like there's other things, other like sketchings of arcana type stuff on the wall, some little idols, weird looking idol things. Where is she? What did you do to her? So let's see. I think she knows where she's at because I think that she has caused Lady Sif to leave. Either she got hold of the Druid Order and said, "Hey, you know, Lady Sif is over here and she's meddling in ways that she shouldn't," or she somehow tricked Lady Sif. I think that would be kind of hard to trick Lady Sif that way. So I think she disappeared to go find some of these people in the Druidic Order to come back and kick Lady Sif away. So she knows what happened. I'm gonna say she even knows where Lady Sif is, where she's been banished to or whatever. He pushes, he's like he's just gonna make sure, and he's got it just perfect finally, and then he ends up losing some tent pegs or uh, cutting one of the ropes too short, and so the tent doesn't fold out like it used to. And he'll have to get that fixed. And what is Zell gonna do? Yeah, he's in the woods, so I guess he will. I guess he'll go hunting. Why not? All right. So he finds nothing. Zell's not doing great on his survivalist stuff lately. So, um, and then they drinky and eat. They settle down and eat their rations. And then the next day, let's see what kind of weather we got. All right, so that's going to be normal, and then I think 6 is that hot or is that the downpour? Okay, so no wind, no rain, and it's cool. So the temperature drops. All player characters who are not in camp must succeed with an endurance roll every quarter or become cold. All right. So they get up to a nice brisk morning. And let's go ahead and we'll use one of our little charts there. A 5 in woods. In the forest, 5. All right, so where they camped was a simple hut of twigs standing in the grove, as if it was waiting for you. Well, they still use not being one to trust random, strange things in the woods, I guess. Uh, maybe that. All right, so 1, 2, 3. They did 3 hexes. They don't get 1 per hex or anything, but did discover at least 1, so 1 new hex. All right, so now they're still going, still heading east. And everyone's healed up now from their nice night of rest. And Zell tries to find a way across the river. All right, he finds a way across the river. 1 success. That's all they need. And they head off. Oh, let me reshuffle. Oh, and recall. All right, Zell, let's give us a lead the way, please. Okay, excellent. A great success. Let's see what kind of encounter, if any. 6 of clubs, so it's going to be... are they in... I guess I'll go ahead and say they're in Dark Forest now. That hex looks about half and half, but we'll call it Dark Forest. Or actually, we'll wait and see if one looks more interesting or not. It may not even matter. They may not get anything. So 6 of clubs is going to be Book of Beasts, D66. 4 and a 4, Book of Beasts encounters. All right, so that is something. Oh, what was it? The 4 and a 4. In Forest, 19 or 18. 19 or 18. I'll just say Forest. 19. Unless it's something I've done already. Old Root Cellar. A partially underground cellar can be seen behind some small trees. The roof is overgrown with shrubs and moss, but the entrance is made up of gray stone and a large wooden door with iron fittings. The wooden door can be opened with a successful sleight of hand roll. Behind it is a short flight of stairs leading down. Let's see. Normally he's not really the kind of for breaking and entering. There's possibly as a rationalization he might, maybe this is where she's at. Yeah. So let's see, does Elle have sleight of hand? No. All right. So does he get it open? He does not. And he's not going to push. So lead the way is next. He leaves it to whomever owns the little place he doesn't want to destroy. It's obviously in decent shape, so someone uses it. All right, a lead the way fail with a 32. Sprained ankle. All right, so Zell will note here that you currently have a sprained ankle. All right, 25, 26 in the critical injuries for blunt trauma. All right. So healing time, D6 days, and run is a slow action. All right, so that's pretty easy. Heal in 1 day. Run is slow. So he can still run, but it takes longer. All right, so they move forward. As they get into the deeper, darker underbrush, he sprains his ankle. See, so that was a root cellar. So see, so that was 1, 2. Yeah. All right. Encounter. Joker. I think I was supposed to take those out. Jack of diamonds. All right. General encounter. Draw a card and consult page 170. 8 of diamonds. Unusual smell emanating from the ground. Okay, well, we can deal with that. And for our, let's see, so we were 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. We will head up north. Looks like we're trying to get back. All right, so I'm going to assume that it's somewhere in this forest. So maybe they're going to have to start doing scouting rolls. All right, Zell, lead the way with your sprained ankle. All right, 1 success. Ace of Hearts. So a random adventure site. All right, so I'm going to say instead of a random adventure site, this is actually the place that they were looking for. And it will be an adventure site. What would be the best? Not a village. I think, let's see, a dungeon or a castle. You know what I think might be an interesting idea is that this place that she's supposed to go and do her penance or whatever, maybe she needs help clearing it out before she can do that. So does she? So she may be like waiting, trying to think of a way. Maybe she's off praying and summoning her chakras or or whatever, um, talking to the land spirits, and they guided the heroes to help her out. Or is she already inside? I'm gonna give it a just a simple yes no. Is she already inside this place? And if she is, then that would tend to, um, unless they're guardians there to protect her for her protection, then it's probably either already cleared out or she's in control of the place, something. But is she already inside? 7 of clubs. So I'm going to think that's a no. So she is not inside. This is her place. So we're going to say that she needs inside. Or actually, he's going to try to convince her. So as they come across, they find this. And it's a grove. It's a big grove of trees. As they approach in these dark woods, it becomes obvious that this is the place they're looking for. They're not even druids, but this place has such uh, a power to it, a brooding natural power to it that they can both tell that this is the place. And as they approach, they see that in the center of this dark grove there is a stone door. It looks like a little crypt. But on the outside, instead of like normal death markings, there are markings usually associated with the druids. Natural, uh, you natural etchings and things like that. And as they are looking around, they hear some movement behind them from one of the trees, and Lady Sif comes out from the dark trees. Master Lennox, what a surprise to see you here. I'm surprised to see you here too, Lady Sif, instead of guarding Coldbreach, since you yourself sent me on a mission to the end of the Ravenlands through harm and death to find this. And he pulls out the acorn, or a pine cone, the crystalline pine cone. And then I should come back, and what to my surprise, you're not even there. And now Wereber has returned, and she's taken over. She's moved in. Nobody even knew about this place. So I'm surprised there. And Lady Sif is listening on with some indulgence, letting him get everything off his chest because, he does have a point. Yes, that is all true. But I broke an ancient vow of my order by even becoming involved. And a delegation of elders came, and I knew they were right as soon as I sensed them approaching. I should not have become involved. It was arrogance to assume leadership of Coldbreach. Okay, well, we can maybe work that out later. But please, let's go. Let's go back. Help us defeat this evil that you sent us to defeat. Oh, Master Lennox, my penance lies within there. Yet it is occupied by things that would keep me from it. It is the gods' will that you are here to help me. I'm not here to help you. I'm here to get you to Coldbreach so you can help me defeat whatever the evil is. I'll be honest, I'm of half a mind to just go find somewhere else and let Coldbreach suffer its fate. No, Master Lennox. In your heart, that darkness would follow you to the end of your days. Then come back with me. So he's going to try to convince her to go back. Let's see. Did I have stats for her? I thought maybe I had stats for her. No, but she's gonna be an experienced druid. All right. At this point, I don't think I'm going to. I'm not gonna write all her stats up or anything. I guess I could, but he's going to use a willpower, and he's going to use that to do an insight roll for his manipulation. He's going to try to. He's trying to get her to come back and tell him what to do with this pine cone, or at least tell him what to do with this pine cone. And he doesn't want to go open this dungeon for her. He doesn't want anything to do with weird druid rituals either. Although, as many RPGs go, you've got to you've got to help, you've got to do this so that they'll do that for you, and quid pro quo, the RPG quid pro quo. And she is ancient and wise, so I'll just come up with something a little harder. I'll probably give her uh, maybe 4 and a 3 for her insight. All right, so he got 1 success. Because she is ancient and wise, I will give her 1 extra die. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I don't think there's so she got four. She's not having it. She's I've I have meddled long enough in your affairs. I have broken my vows, and I must enter the sanctuary to perform my penance. You will likely never see me again. I have much to atone for. At least tell me what to do with this. I don't even know what this cult is. I will tell you. Once I am in the sanctuary. And she points to the stone door. I will tell you what you need to do, Master Lennox. He sighs, he looks at the door, and shakes his head. And we will call it there. We'll call it there. And, and there's always one more thing, isn't there? There's always something. But anyway, thanks for coming along. I hope you had a good time. And hopefully we'll get back to Coldbreach to wrap up the adventure here soon. Happy gaming.